So for this exercise, we're just going to start to squat straight up and down. We have the shoulders equally pushing up against the shoulder pads, drawing the knees over the toes, making sure that we don't lift our low back up the carriage, and lifting ourselves down and extending our knees up. To vary this one, we can lift up one leg, making sure that the leg on the bar is staying straight over the foot on the bar. We can roll over and under the bar with that free leg. Nice and steady. And we'll swap that around. Same thing there, leg on the bar, straight over the foot on the bar. So the next exercise then, both feet onto the bar, on our toes, rolling up and down, bringing the heels as far under the bar as possible. Same position with the upper body, and trying to ease the heels down under the bar as far as possible. And for the next exercise, we're going to place our heels to the sides of the bar, opening up the hips, draw the knees over the toes, lifting the bum down towards the heels, trying to go down as deep as we can, making sure we don't move our upper body, and rolling up and down. And then we can place both feet to the left side of the bar, stretching out over knees over toes again, keeping the shoulders up against the shoulder pads, trying to bring the buttocks down towards the knees. Repeating on the other side as well. Knees over toes, stretching that lower left part of the back in this position. And we're going to place both feet to the center of the bar again, on the ball of our foot, pushing down to the left, stretching out and to the right. Making sure we don't twist our shoulders, get the most of the mobility in the lowest part of the back here. Then for the next set of exercises, we're going to use our leg straps. We're going to use the big hoops over leg straps, left and left, right and right. Starting with straight legs, heels together, knees together, hands to the sides. We're rolling up the low back and flattening the back, segment by segment, down to the carriage, heels together, knees together, down to the floor. So doing it in a pace that you're happy with, try not to rush the movement, lifting the low back straight up the carriage, making sure we don't groove the lower back on our way down. And the variation of this is when we're coming up, bending the knees to the chest, bum to the floor, and stretching the legs out over the bar. Nice and steady, focusing further down in our lower back with this exercise. And try to do it as slowly as possible, allowing you to go through the full range of the whole lumbar spine. So for the next exercise then, we're going to lift our legs up top, nice and wide, bring them down sideways, gather at the bottom, coming up through the middle. Full rotation, gather at the bottom, up through the middle. Making sure our knees are nice and straight, lifting up and controlling down. Repeating in the opposite direction, bring them up sideways, gather at the top, down through the middle, all the time keeping the low back in full contact with the carriage. So for the next exercise now, I'm going to take off our left hook, placing that back onto the shoulder peg, keeping the right knee nice and straight, bending the right knee to the chest, and stretching the heel straight up to the ceiling. Try not to move the carriage as we do this. Knee to the chest, stretching the heel to the ceiling, and making sure the rope is staying nice and tight the whole time through that exercise. A variation of this is to push the heel away from you, and you can cycle the opposite leg as well in order to get your rhythm a little bit better. And if you want to, you can alternate these two exercises. So first heel to the ceiling and heel to the wall in front. And you repeat this on both sides. And for the next set of exercises now, I'm going to pop the hooks back to the pegs again, placing the heels on the bar. I'm going to squeeze the buttocks together and roll the hip off the carriage, making sure we're stretching all the way up, keeping the hip level stable, and lifting back down again. So squeezing the buttocks, try not to move the carriage, rolling up the hips, lifting from the buttocks, and straight back down again. So So to progress in this exercise, we're going up the same way, both heels on the bar, and we're lifting up one foot, stabilizing, placing that foot back onto the bar again, and lifting back down. Rolling up, pushing the hips up to the ceiling, squeezing the buttocks, keeping the hips level, lifting up one foot, down onto the bar, and one back to the carriage. To progress it further, going the same way up, lifting up one foot, and controlling the bum down to the carriage, and foot back to the bar. Rolling up, lifting up one foot, making sure the hips are stable, and lifting back down. And the last bit of progression on this particular exercise, we're rolling up on one leg only, pushing the hips to the ceiling, lifting back down again, and repeat. Making sure you don't push the carriage back as you do this exercise. So the last exercise in this position, we're rolling up into that bridge, keeping the hips stable, shoulders up against the shoulder pads, and we're stretching the legs out and bringing the bum back to the heels. Rolling back and stretching out. A variation of this is to single leg, stretching out, or you can alternate the two legs. So stretching out left, swapping legs, stretching out right. And all of this exercise could be progressed by crossing the hands over the chest, rolling up, left leg in the air, or stretching out.